You know, there have been many, many people who have contributed. God actually gives credit to many people for helping him evolve. Like the person who said, serve and protect, that's a huge thing to God, because he understands that that's what God's for, to serve and protect. He also understands that to experience joy and pain, pleasure and pain, difference and indifference, those words meant a lot to God once people put explanations to them. People who said, like, serve and protect, live and let live, live and let die, all those things are very explanations to God. When he says live and let live and live and let die, that makes complete sense when it comes from God. But if it comes from a person, they're like, what do you mean? So, even stuff like that's why a marriage is so sacred, because you say all these big words that convince you that, oh, this one person must be the one, because I vowed this thing of richer for poor, sickness and health, all this stuff, this magnificent stuff. I must cherish this person, because that was God's way of showing unity. But he didn't mean unity between two people at all, in any form, in any relationship, in any mother, father, son, daughter, any of those things. He was just trying to show closeness. He had to show friends to show the bond between friends. He had to show angry mother and a mother who would kill a son, or a mother that would kill their daughter, or a father that would kill their wife. All those kind of things. He had to show himself to experience how it could feel. And he keeps showing himself in different forms to see how it would feel from that brain, from that source of intelligence. That's why he's a bug, killing bugs, because the bug god, which is a praying mantis, can't explain it to the other bugs. I know that sounds weird, but he can't explain it to the other bugs, because they can explain stuff, but he can't say, hey bugs, we're all God. We're all the creator of us. And see those people walking around? They're us too. How much sense would it sound if an ant and a praying mantis were having a conversation, and the praying mantis said, hey ant, I know you think I'm bigger than you and you consider me your God, but guess what? We are those people too. We are the thoughts of the great creator. See that thing up there in the sky, that sun? We are the thought of the thing that created that. Isn't that cool? And the ant would be like, fuck you, I'm looking for some sugar. That's it. That's how people are when you say, hey, I found God and I can explain it to you. They say, hey, I don't care what you're talking to her about. She needs to get back to work and put prices on aisle 3. It's not important at all. It's not important at all. At all, at all, at all. Even to our physical existence. You could fire her. You could take away my route. You could take away my car. You could tell me that I have to live in a ditch. Well, now that I've experienced this and I know what I'm doing, a ditch would be magnificent to me. A ditch would be paradise. I'd be a millionaire in a ditch. But my human sense, Dan Alexander, deserves way, 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 way more than that, so that he can provide this to everybody else. I deserve to be the most rich person in the world, because I would use that money to provide everybody, not just my country, not just my family, not just my area. I would consider the world my child, the way God does. I would treat the whole universe like a family member that I created, like I would treat my children, because I created them in this physical sense. In every sense, there's a way that everything is related, and I can show it to you in more and more detail as we go. But once you believe me and start just wanting to learn it yourself, that's when the real magic will happen for you as an individual. If you just listen to me and become inspired, then great. But if you listen to me and you really take it to heart and understand that all the ideas of religion, all the ideas of what God is, some have been close, some have been way off, but all of them have been right in some form. But the real creator of the idea of God is so strong, it has to just be unconditional love. God says he's the nothing that comes from something and the something that comes from nothing. So that's how he explains it in human words. And he thinks the only thing that he can find in human words that is stronger than God himself, the idea of what God is said to be, the only thing stronger than that is unconditional love, true unconditional love. So here's the thing, I love your wife, any guy out there, I love your wife more than you love them. And being a man, this sounds really gay to say, but gay is just an idea too. If you're a wife, I love your husband 1 billion times more than you do, but in an unconditional way, not where I want to make love to them, not where I want to whatever, where I just want to show them who they are. I want to show them they're me, and then I want to show them they can experience ultimate joy. and I can help them do it. But their personality and their belief system is going to cut them off from allowing them to do it and allowing true belief. And I get that, because now that I have God operating in my magnificent brain, he is telling me these things, and I understand it and know it to be true. I can tell now when I think of something on the existent in the real plane. I can tell if it's in my imagination or if it's real. I can tell if it's probable or if it's actual. I can tell if it's in the dream realm or the astral realm, and I can explain it when I just get the right words to say it. That's all I have to do. And if people will just, not criticize me and make me angry, I'm worried that if people make me angry, then the God in me will see through Dan that no matter how powerful you become, people still won't believe you're God. So then God will allow me to get these powers, and then when I get frustrated, I'll use the powers. And I've written this movie already. I just haven't wrote it down because I don't want to make it true, because I feel like whenever I write something down, it becomes more real, which it does. Every time you write anything down, it becomes more real. Write it down every day. People have been trying to tell people that for years and years and years and years. Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, they say write it down again and again and again. Repetition helps, and it really, really does. Repetition doesn't even just help. Putting it down on a piece of paper has automatically created it. As soon as it touched the paper, that word is created somewhere in some plane of existence, whether it's an astral, physical, spiritual, somewhere in existence, that has happened. Somewhere that has happened. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's true. So I love you all. And if you're going to love somebody and you're going to get married till death do us part, for rich or for poor, for love and to cherish, then really do it. Unconditionally love them. Unconditionally. I mean, I recommend every married couple to have sex with somebody else. That's the most extreme part. That's what people think. I always thought the most extreme part was when I was in love with somebody and they started loving somebody else. I didn't care if they had sex. They could have sex all day with all kinds of different people, and that's fine with me, as gross as it sounds to other people. I don't care. That's not a big deal. What would matter to me is if they started falling in love with any of the other ones. But now I want them to love them all, because I understand unconditional love. I unconditionally love everybody. I could have sex with everybody and not think that it's gross, because I understand that there's no such thing as disease, even AIDS, even herpes, even, what's it called, HPV. All those things are just ideas. They're ideas that you allow in your body, and the vibration of your thoughts allows them to happen, so it becomes real. I already know that I can cure every disease and every addiction. How cool is that to know? But how hard is that to know that people won't listen to me and they will just allow themselves to keep dying and allow each other to keep killing each other because they're too stubborn to listen to someone who has already accomplished world peace and came back to show you as God, as Dan Alexander. That's crazy to say, but it's the true story. And I got to go because I got to work. I'm way behind.